Hey, what's up? This is Todd Smith and I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about how it looks like the Korg OP-SIX is discontinued. But at the same time, it seems to be gaining more respect than ever from people taking the time to actually listen to the machine. And personally, even though it might become a failed product in the consumer eye, I think it's an absolute killer synth and I feel very lucky to have it in my arsenal. As most of us know, a few days ago, Korg unleashed that 50% off US only Korg OP-SIX sale, and it got a lot of people interested very fast in picking up this synth for that price tag, and I don't blame them, that's a steal. But at the time, I don't think many of us considered that it's being cut completely from the market. And if that truly is the case, this would be the fastest rug pull I've ever seen from a new product from a large company in the modern synth era. And I truly believe it fell victim to timing and circumstance. With the addition of an oversaturated market, timing and circumstance comes down to the global situation, the chip shortage. I imagine companies right now will be quicker than ever to axe something that doesn't work to replace it with something else, as they have less lines of support to bring out new product. So if something like the OP-SIX comes along and does not perform well, now more than ever these companies could pull them a lot quicker. I imagine in a pre-shortage world, that world before COVID, when everything was just pumping out, even with low sales, the OP-SIX would have lasted at least a little bit longer. And when it came down to the OP-SIX, I don't think it ever really did that good. I always feel this would have been better marketed as a module without keys, dropping that price tag a little bit. And then you had an oversaturated market, tons of options. And many people chose the Hydra synth. And every time I talked about the OP-SIX, every video I made about the OP-SIX, there was always many people pushing the Hydra synth as the main choice, the choice you should be taking. Now, I love the Hydra synth. It is a great synth, but it's not the OP-SIX. And the OP-SIX isn't the Hydra synth. They both have FM, but they do FM and everything else very differently. So tons of the market just figured, the Hydra synth is the way to go with this sound, along with the non-module version and, other aspects that came into play. It just didn't do good in the market, but it's clean, it's smooth. It slices through a mix like fucking hot knife through butter. And this is not an overstatement. There is a lot going on in the synth engine, and the OP-SIX has supplied a lot of lead sounds that have just created tracks out of nowhere. Ever since the Korg Voca, Korg is really known for creating fun little, short sequencers. Yeah, they don't have a lot of length, but they're quick, they're easy, and they create a lot of really cool stuff. I'm pretty sure that is one thing you don't get with the software. Tell me if I'm wrong with that. But if that is the case, you're losing a lot of the charm in the software by not having that internal recorder. Yes, you can use, Ableton or another style of recording, but it's not going to be the same process that comes out of this built-in machine. It's very unique. It's very Korgish. And as this market didn't see this as something worth purchasing when they had the option, I'm really interested to see how it evolves in the future, especially since now that it's rug pulled and all of a sudden gone, there seems to be a sudden interest in the product. A lot of people in the comments looking for stores that still have it in stock, hoping there's still one last batch coming in. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, YouTube has not shown the true power of this machine. It's very overlooked. Very few people who gained good numbers touch this machine. But this all adds up to a machine that could turn into a little cult classic. Some of the best products in synth history, some of the most craved products, are stuff that failed, went under the rug, and all of a sudden there was limited supply, and then later on people were like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. Now, I'm not saying the OP-SIX is going to be the next, 303 or anything like that, but it's definitely going to be an interesting product to watch in the future to see how the market accepts it now that it's gone. It's just going to be an interesting story to see. As a person who truly loves the synth and the sound engine, kinda sad that it didn't do good, and I don't think they're gonna push a second version. I do believe if you see it again, it might be mixed in with another kind of bigger style synth, kind of combining a bunch of engines into one. You know, maybe you could see that mixed in there, but I just don't see them pushing a full-fledged OP-12 or like a more advanced version. It just seems like it just didn't do good enough to get that full attention. But hopefully I've showcased in this video that, as in my opinion, it's a killer synth. It's awesome. And anyone who's picked it up in the last few days at that price tag, goddamn congratulations, guys. I mean, you guys just nailed a killer synth at a killer price. I am happy at its full price tag. If this thing turns on and does what it needs to do, I'll be happy with this synth my entire life, and it'll be staying in my studio. I would love to hear your opinion or your story or your experience with the OP-SIX. And as always, stay positive, stay creative, support each other, in peace.